Welcome everybody out to podcast number 490. Ooh, we're 10 away from 500. That's awesome. Anyway, we're going to talk now about collaboration, actually. And you're going to like this quick little podcast. This is going to be a fast one. Stay with us.
This is the Elevate Construction Podcast, delivering remarkable content for workers, leaders, and companies in construction wanting to take their next step. Get ready to step out of your comfort zone with Jason Schroeder as he encourages you to do better, live a remarkable life, and expect more. Let's go.
All right. So I was doing with Spencer Easton the Takt simulation with a wonderful group of people at Shield Sexton. Just real quick, I love these humans at Shield Sexton. Humble, smart, open. I met some of the best general superintendents that I've ever met in the industry today. Humble, open, collaborative, great people. And I think everybody on this podcast should know by now that I don't give compliments where they're not due. So there you go. Great people. We were doing the Takt control simulation, which is crucial for people really wanting to take Takt all the way. I mean, you can implement Takt planning just by learning Takt planning, and you're going to get gains. So, like for instance, when you play the simulation, people will build the building in like 13 to 16 minutes when they use their own scheduling methods. When you switch to Takt, they build it in like 8 or 9, and when you build it with Takt control using these advanced optimization and leveling techniques, they build it in like 5 minutes. So you're going to get a gain, but you're going to get a big gain if you do implement Takt control. So this simulation is like the jam, the jam. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So the jam, brother. That's what this simulation is. So we're playing it, and in the simulation, the team today, as all teams end up doing, they started huddles with their builders, their foremen. And I remember a spot in the meeting where the superintendent was gaining a commitment from a trade partner for another trade partner. And I was like, okay, everybody, let's pause. The way you do this is the one trade partner needs to look to the other and ask the question, make the commitment. And they need to look in each other's eyes and actually make that commitment as human beings and use their own emotional capital for that, and have that be coordinated or out in front of the team, right? Those commitments together, and really build that trust as a team and hold each other accountable. And that was as we were listening to the concern of the first place. So 2 parts. Listening to the wisdom and the expert of the last planners in the room. And then the other part is allowing them to make commitments together, collaborate and make commitments together. And so I was joking, this is not at all true, but when they turned to each other and made that commitment in the simulation, like foremen would do on a project site, I was like, there, I just taught you the last planner system in 5 seconds. That's a joke. Because the last planner system is much more than that, and it's a very neat system, and I support it and I love it. But in essence, that's what we're doing, is we're leveraging the wisdom of people, asking them for their wisdom and input and expertise, and we are asking them to collaborate and make commitments to each other. The real point here is a superintendent only has so much emotional capital with anybody on the project site. It's just like every human has a certain amount of energy. Every human has a certain amount of emotional capital. You with your spouse, you have an emotional bank account between you and your spouse, right? You have a joint checking account for that emotional bank account. And if you're in the red, and you're overdrawn on that emotional bank account, that's when divorces happen, fights, all of these other things. But if you're in the black and you're adding to that emotional bank account, right, then there's a lot of little sins that can be forgiven between a couple. And that's about giving to your spouse, the 5 love languages, that whole thing. Same thing with a superintendent. You only have so much emotional capital in the emotional bank accounts between you and your trade partners. And you can't be spending that on somebody else's behalf, meaning they can't spend your money. And if one trade partner, I'll give you an example, like one trade partner is supposed to be out of zone A because they're moving into zone B, and they need like a half a day still in zone A to fix something or whatever. They need to turn to the other trade partner and be like, may I have that day, that half a day with two of my people to go in there and finish that area and then move out? Would that be okay? I had promised you a completely swept, cleaned, empty area, and I still need that half a day. Is that okay? As long as I clean it up, stay out of your way, no problem. And then the other trade partner will look and say, absolutely, that's totally fine. We can commit. Hey, if you do this, it'll make it easier on me. Just let me know halfway. They make their agreements, and then that builds trust. And then if the person doesn't fulfill their responsibilities, then it drains that emotional bank account. And then you can use your not empty emotional bank account with those two trade partners to help resolve it and build that trust back. But if you are spending your emotional capital everywhere, and not only are people not accountable for their own actions now, but now you're draining your bank account. You can't go fix and resolve the things that you need to fix and resolve. And so it does two things. It spreads out the emotional capital. And then the other thing is that once that person makes a promise to the other trade partner foreman, they'd better darn well do it, because that's a part of their social group. And that means a lot to them because it's a part of his or her word, right? So that little point is just one moment. Like that's like 1/100th of the last planner system, is making those commitments 1-to-1. But I do always remember to make the point, hey, don't look at me. You two look at each other and make those commitments, and we'll all, be your witnesses. Like, make your promise before God, angels, and these witnesses. But like, I'm not the one that's going to go tell everybody what to do. I, as the superintendent, am not going to be a bottleneck. I want us to see as a group, know as a group, and act as a group, make commitments together, and be somewhat of a leadership team here. We as foremen and superintendents are leading this job, and we need to do it together with total participation as a group. So I really highly recommend that. And I would say that also increases the respect and the trust with your team, because with your foreman, you're also going through that Lencioni model of building those key behaviors of a team, of getting to know each other, building trust, having healthy conflicts, setting goals, holding each other accountable, and performing. That's the way. This is the way. And I'd really like to encourage you to reinforce that behavior with your trade partners. On we go.
Please join us next time in elevating the entire construction experience for workers, leaders, and companies coast to coast. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to share with your construction colleagues and help us spread the word by rating, subscribing, and leaving a review on your preferred podcast listening platform. We really appreciate it. We'll catch you next time on the Elevate Construction Podcast.